Okay. So we were in the chapter 9, which is titled as Raja Vidya Raja Guhya Yoga. Raja Vidya, Raja Yoga. That is uh, the knowledge, king of knowledge, actually, I should say. Raja Vidya means the highest, profoundest. So we have discussed and we had left at a very important statement, shloka, that is Ananyas Chintayanto Ma Ye Janaha Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. In this whole chapter, Krishna has talked about his manifestation as just an appearance of that representation of the supreme reality. In the previous shlokas, he has mentioned again and again that those who consider me as the Parabrahman, that him means avatar, as Krishna avatar, as a Parabrahman, as uh, exactly the Parabrahman who has come on this earth because of restoration of dharma or righteousness, or protecting the people who are being disturbed uh, out of proportion by some elements. I mean, the people, ordinary people, are unable to uh, take care of them. They are unable to protect themselves. Under such situation, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. So he says, whenever there is a downfall of dharma, and when the people are not comfortable, I come, and also to remind people that there is Parabrahman, there is Srishti. There are many sages and yogis who keep telling us about Krishna Avatara, Rama Avatara, and about the consciousness which is there. But still, the impact that an Avatara Purusha has, the incarnation of the Creator Himself, the consciousness Himself, as who takes birth in the human form, tries to be one among us and tries to teach us. So that will have definitely a big impact, not only for the people of that yuga generation, but for several generations, several years. And therefore, we still feel the impact of Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita. It is around 6,000 years ago, but six to 7,000 years ago it has happened. But still, we feel that actually, and we feel very much related. So he says, those who feel like this are my devotees, and they are Mahatmas, those who can appreciate that I am the representative of Parabrahman. They are my devotees. So, like that, he has spoken about different aspects of this Guhya Yoga. Because it is Guhya means secret, as I told you, mysterious, hidden. You can say any of these, because it is not conceivable by anybody. Only those who really feel like going in depth, and those who have pure mind, that is extremely important. Those who have pure mind, those who can get deep, who can dive deep into this knowledge, only to them it is going to be manifested, or they are going to get this wisdom. Therefore, it is Rajaguhya. It's nothing but spirituality. Absolute truth is talking about absolute truth. So, in this chapter, he has given some concepts, and now we had left at 22nd shloka, where he says, without thinking of anything else, any other path, it doesn't talk about any other faith, it talks about any other path. That means which doesn't take you to higher, which doesn't take you towards liberation, which doesn't give you the path which, this is the only path that gives you permanent solutions to your suffering. And because it relieves you from birth and death, cycle of birth and death, so you don't have issues at all. So in this path, if you do not deviate from this path, and always ananya chintayanto mam, ananya means without deviating into any other path, those who always think about me or worship me consistently, I will take care of their yoga kshema. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. That means I will get what they need to thrive, to survive. And also I will protect whatever they have, such as wealth, prosperity, wisdom. and health, whatever it could be. It can be interpreted in all these. What do we need? What do we all have now? We all have good health, we have prosperity, we have some amount of happiness. So he will protect that. He will not let it go down. And also, if we need something, let's say the basic requirements are not there, he will try to fulfill that. So saying, we will. He has given that assurance that keep remembering me, keep focusing on your mind on me. So here, me means that Parabrahma, Sachidananda. You can think about anything. Here we are talking about Sri Krishna himself. It doesn't mean because according to Sri Ramakrishna, any faith is acceptable as long as it leads to Parabrahman, the absolute truth, absolute creator. Call him by any name you want. So, having said that, he also says, if we believe in his avatar, also he says, if we believe in his avatar, we believe in Bhagavad Gita. Since we are all following this Bhagavad Gita, it is wise for us to believe Krishna Avatara to be a representative of that Parabrahman. So now he says, after this, he says, येऽपि अन्यदेवता भक्ता यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः तेऽपि मामेव कौन्तेय यजन्ति अविधिपूर्वकम् अहं हि सर्वयज्ञानां भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च न तु माम् अभिजानन्ति तत्त्वेन atashchavanti te. So he says, Ananya Chintayanto Ma means think about me. He says, me means it's easier, I am here. That too he's telling Arjuna. And for us also, he is a, what I should say, in a human body. It's easy to conceive for an ordinary human mind. So he is insisting that you don't think about anything else, just I am there, no, trust me, think about me. All that he says. Then he says, if supposing you are not thinking about me, some devotees who endued with Shraddha worship other gods. Let's say you are worshipping me, Arjuna. There may be so many people who are worshipping other Devatas, other deities, we have in the Hindu system, in the Sanatana Dharma, I can say, Indian Dharma, we have so many gods and goddesses. So those devotees with Shraddha, even if they worship other gods, understand that they are worshipping me alone, but in a avidhi purvakam, by a method which is not appropriate. Avidhi purvakam is worshipping Krishna directly as a representative of the Parabrahman is the ideal way of worship. And ideal meaning of Ananya Chintayanto Mam. That is the path. He's making it very clear. Because of so many explanations he has given. Having said that, he says, I'm okay even if they worship other gods and goddesses with Shraddha. But they should do it with a proper methodology. He says mostly they do it in avidhi purvakam, yajanti avidhi purvakam. So this has to be understood very clearly, because avidhi purvakam means the method is wrong. Method means, do we mean to say the method of worshipping, like you offer chandan, haldi, kumkum, and it says sticks, mangalarti, all that procedure what we have. Apart from that, what Krishna wants is, whenever you worship, you should understand the truth and worship any god. The hidden meaning, which is given by all the commentators, is that Krishna is representative of Parabrahman, and therefore, whichever god you worship, you must keep that in mind, that this is reaching him. I like Ganesha, okay, no problem. I like Indra, no problem. You like Agni Devata. So many, basically they are referring to the deities and all that. Nevertheless, anybody whom you want to worship, we must understand that this is going to reach the Parabrahman with the Shraddha I am offering. Okay, no problem. Even if he represents any gods, goddesses, any idols, it's okay. But ultimately, we must understand that there is a Parabrahman and it is reaching him through this Deva Devatas. With this understanding, it is okay if we worship any gods and goddesses, because if you remember in the previous shlokas, Krishna says that any type, any gods, I am okay with that. I'm okay. Any type of bhakti is also okay. But do not do it for momentary gains. Momentary gains means going to heaven, getting pleasures, getting wealth. That should not be done. Even if you worship Ganesha also, Ganesha, I'm not condemning, make me reach that Parabrahman. Develop me bhakti towards Parabrahman. This should be our attitude. This is Vidhi Purvakam. But he says people do worship for momentary gains without understanding the truth. Therefore, that type of bhakti will not take you anywhere, because I alone, next shloka, he says, Aham hi sarva yajnanam. Aham hi sarva yajnanam, because I alone am the enjoyer, and aham hi sarvayajnanam bhokta cha prabhurev cha. Bhokta means I am the enjoyer of all the yajnas. As I said, that was a period when people used to do a lot of yajnas. Now, whatever we are doing is karma yajna, jnana yajna, whatever we do. So, even if that is to be taken as yajna, he says, I am the enjoyer of that, and I am the Lord of that yajnas. But because they do not know me in reality, na tu mam abhijananti, they ataha chavantite, they fall. They fall means they return to the mortal world, because they do not know that whatever we are doing is reaching him, and there is one consciousness, and everything is happening because of him, and it is going back to him. If this knowledge is not there, then we are sure to come back to this mortal world, means again take birth, die, take birth for several such lives. Therefore, he's giving us a clarity that whatever, whomever you worship, no problem. But realize that and do it with Shraddha. He has told in one of the previous shlokas also, if you do anything with Shraddha to whichever God, remember, it reaches me, and I will develop more Shraddha in such a person, and through me only, from me only, the results, I mean, whatever you have prayed for is granted by me only. That means it goes through these Deva Devatas to him. And he is only granting, whether we like it or not, all the results what we get from Deva Devatas is from him, through them. But if we realize more and we understand the truth, in an ordinary sense, we pray for temporary comforts to any Devatas. That also comes through him, granted through him, his energy. Devatas also do not have any existence without that consciousness. So it comes through the Devatas to us. When we ask through Shraddha, it goes through them to the Parabrahma. So he's saying, anyways, it is through me. They do not have any independent existence. But if you understand and if you pray the same Devatas, that God, give me the bhakti, give me the jnana, give me that vairagya, make me reach the Parabrahman, then that will make it a very proper worship. Because ultimately, I am the enjoyer and Lord of all the yajnas. But because they do not know me in reality, they keep doing such worships which will only take them back to mortal world. Mortal world means come here. We may enjoy some heavenly pleasures. Either we may go physically to heavenly world, or we may get lot of luxuries and comforts and respect and lot of felicitations and all promotions and all that in this world, until we exhaust our good work, the fruits of our good work. After that, again suffering, again rebirth, again everything. So he says, when you're asking, ask for the highest. Do not ask for small things. Having said that, we must understand that multiple gods and goddesses are acceptable, but we have to think like this, because but all of them are a resultant of Parabrahman. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahudha Vadanti. It is told in our Vedas. Ekam Sat. Truth is only one. Truth means a Parabrahman. God is what? He is truth only. If God can never restrict himself to the humanly, body with hands, four hands, and all those. It is for us to understand, and it's his avatar. In his avatar, he manifests like that. Otherwise, God is nothing but absolute bliss, absolute truth, the ultimate supreme reality. That is the reality, Sat it is called. So he is the one, and his manifestations, all gods, goddesses, including human beings. So we may worship anybody, but ultimately Sat is only one. Ekam Sat. We must believe this. And in future, if at all we want to take up, if we are taking up spiritual practices seriously, there is an option that we consider only one as Parabrahman, whether you worship a Shiva or Kali or Krishna or anybody, no problem. But it is his representation. We must consider that way and worship. Yanti devavrata devan pitrun yanti pitruvrataha bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhyajinopi mam. So now he says there are different categories of people who worship different type, who have different types of Ishta Devatas, means their deities. There are people who worship Deva Devatas. As I Deva Devatas is Agni, Varuna, Indra, all that. They are aiming to go to heaven. Okay, still there are people, they do jnana, tapas, everything to enjoy. I don't want this suffering. I want to enjoy my life. So they go to Devata Loka. Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. Vrata means actually puja with proper, methodology, Vrata, they do fasting, tapas, everything in the name of that Devata. Then Pitrunyati Pitruvrataha, those who worship the ancestors. Actually, we worship the ancestors in certain days. We call we in our system, the Veda have prescribed Shraddha Karma. It's called, where our parents, ancestors, after leaving this body, they live in that Pitrulok until they get the next janma. All so many ancestors may be there, it depends, we don't know, we have not been there, so we don't know, but they live in a subtle body. So if we are too much attached, or we want to call them, we want to worship them, then you will go to Pitraloka. If you worship the Pitrun, you go to Pitraloka. If you worship the Devatas, then you go to Devaloka. And if you worship the Bhutas, who are these Bhutas? What do you think? There are some spirits. Uh, People say whether you believe or you may not believe, but in Bhagavad Purana also, there is a mention of unsatisfied bodies which have lot of desires. They neither go to Pitruloka nor their Atma, the spirit, the soul keeps with that subtle body, it keeps wandering. It keeps wandering in the around in the atmosphere around us. So these people will go to Bhutaloka. Apart from that, there are some tantrics, that's called Vama Marga. Tantric Vidya is for good as well as bad. So some people follow this Vama Marga, means wrong methodology. They invoke the spirits, such spirits, and get their things done. So if invoke and if you do puja of such people, then you go to that with that Bhutaloka only. You'll reach that spirit world, which is very not at all a pleasant world. So, and those who worship me reach me. Those who think about me, those who worship me, means in reality. Worship me means not just Krishna, there is an idol here, I will give him flowers, fruits, everything. No, understanding the reality that he is the Parabrahman. Just give me 1 minute, there is a disturbance. Nagveni, 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 Nagveni. ಏ ಸಾಕು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡು, ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಬಿಡು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಶಬ್ದ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So, uh, whoever worships, whoever is your Ishtadevata, and you worship them, you will reach there. This is very obvious. So we have to choose wisely. We have to choose, and mostly people who are in spiritual path. This is for general statement, because everybody should know that whom we worship, how we worship, with what wisdom. There should be a wisdom when we worship also. We must understand, and we must know why we are worshipping also. What are we asking? All these things he is expressing very, very clearly. Whom do you worship? He says, worship me directly. See, this is a very, very great um, accessibility he is giving us. He's so accessible. He says, worship me and you will reach me. Worship me and I'll be with you. Because again, if you see the next shlokas, no, very beautifully he says. So he says, whomever you worship, if you worship the Deva Devatas, you will go to heaven, because it is designed like that. I mean, the process of this Prakriti, creation, whomever you worship, you will become one with them. You'll go there, but not permanently. Heavenly or enjoyment is also very temporary until your punya or worship is also gaining punya. Actually, when you worship also, you are gaining some punya. So you keep worshipping, you get their goodwill, and then you go there, they'll be with you. And after some time, you'll have to come back again, because they themselves cannot liberate themselves. Them. They need to come back to the earth and then do tapas and then get liberated. Otherwise, they will also be created as Deva Devatas. So that is how the creation is. This is what he says. Next is a very interesting this one. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. So very, very beautiful, because most of us do puja, right? He says, whoever offers me a leaf, patram is a leaf, or a flower, or a fruit, or even water, I accept, as long as it is given with bhakti. I will take that bhakti and prayatatmanaha, with full of love, or with pure consciousness, or with pure mind. So he's saying puja need not be an elaborate one. What I need is your love. You can to represent as an offering, as a 3D thing. Give me either a leaf. If you don't have flower, give me just a leaf, and leaf we can find everywhere. Or you give me, if you have fruit, you give me fruit. If you don't have fruit, give me a flower. If you don't have flower, give me a leaf. If nothing is there, just give me water. Actually, I was thinking it means all this. When we do a regular puja, no, panchopachara puja, my Guruji was telling basic things when you do puja. Panchopachara means 5. What are those? You arshna kumma, that first you use flour and then you clean. That's what we do normally. So if there's an idol, take water, and that is equivalent to giving a bath. Or you can wash that idol and then put haldi, put kumkum, put chandan, and then you put uh, uh, gandha, that is sandalwood paste. Take incense stick, agarbatti, and put flowers, decoration, and then offer a fruit or some naivedyam and do mangalarti. This is a basic puja. Now he is telling, even these, if we do this, this is a basic which we do. Otherwise, we decorate very well, call people, make very nice food, full platter of naivedyam, we call it. Platter full of savory, so many things, items we make, offer it to God. You can do anything. You can do in any extent. You can make it a small function, make it a big function. Without bhakti, without pure mind, he says, it is not, I will not accept. Rather, you do everything, there's no bhakti, I will not accept. But nothing is there, and you just give me something. Even water, he says, just you give me little water. Krishnarpana, you say, that I will accept, as long as there is full of devotion and you give it with a pure mind. So this pure mind keeps coming again and again, which he insists. And that is a direct gateway to reach Krishna. Pure mind is a direct access. There are no middlemen there, no other devatas. Pure mind, he actually comes and establishes. I think it is here only I should tell this story. So you can worship him with lot of, that is not wrong. You can have a big function. You can call people. Throughout you should have bhakti. You should have pure mind. And preferably call people who are also similar, who can understand the devotion rather than coming and sitting and chit chatting, gossiping. Those should not be there. Let's leave that. Swami Ranganathananda ji is saying he has made bhakti such a simple, he has made this worship, he has simplified it so much that pure bhakti is more than enough. No need for manpower, no expenditure, less effort. Just think about him, sit in front of him. If you really want to worship in the idol, then just sit there, offer water in a glass or whatever. And apart from that, whatever, but bhakti will take care of everything. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati. Tadaham bhakti upavritam. From them I will take that bhakti and ashnami prayatatmanaha. I will accept the devout gift of the pure minded. Pure minded. If you remember, Sudama was a friend of Sri Krishna in Gurukul, also called as Kuchela. So Krishna becomes, obviously he is a king. He's in Dwarka, and Sudama's wife. Sudama is a very poor man. He becomes a very poor, Bada Brahmana we call, poor Brahmin. So maybe we don't know why he had so many children, and family was big. He was living in a small hut. His wife says, Krishna is your good friend, and I heard he is a very noble person and who helps so many people. Why don't you go and ask him for help? We are struggling for 2 square meals a day. Sudama is a very shy fellow. That is what I have seen in the movie also and description also. Very shy, skinny fellow. He wants to remain in a low profile. Probably that is why he could not be enterprising and make money, I think so. Because Brahmanas also should be called by different people for puja punaskar, and then they will give charity and they'll take care. This man, somehow he was not able to be able to make money. So they were very poor. And then once his wife tells, you please go. She keeps on telling him. Then he says, okay. Then he says, what will I take him? I don't have anything. This lady goes to neighbor's house and then she borrows some money and then she gets this poha. We call it as poha. It's called pounded fluffed rice. It's called. So that he takes, and then he takes very little, and then he travels all the way to Dwaraka. And he has got, his clothes are also not good. He looks very skinny. He doesn't look like a, good, respectable or prosperous fellow. So the gatekeepers, they stop him. And he says, no, Krishna is my classmate. We have studied together. So by then the gatekeeper, no, you're not allowed. We don't allow everybody. Listening to this conversation, Krishna comes from inside. And then when he sees Sudama, he's so happy. He hugs him and then he takes him inside and he gives him all the luxuries and he treats him, like a perfect host. In fact, the description says, it comes in Bhagavad Purana, Skanda 10, all Krishna stories. So he treats him like a royal person. He gives him good oil massage, bath, and he presses his legs. Those days, they used to pressing legs means making them relieve of their tiredness. So Krishna does all that. To whom? To Sudama, who was his friend. And then Sudama is very hesitant. He looks at his palace. He is not comfortable giving that poha also, that rice. So then as he comes, fluffed rice is eatable because it is flat and it is easily digestible. It's not boiled. It's, I think all of you know about it. So, Avlaki. So he comes out and then Krishna says, haven't you brought me? Krishna knows this. Haven't you brought me anything? He says, no, I have just brought something. He hides it. Then Krishna takes it. Says, Bhabi would have given, my sister-in-law would have given me something. And he sees that. And then He says it's so tasty, and he tastes it. And it is said that only 3 times he eats it, and with every morsel he takes, there will be changes in Sudama's place there. His house, people start coming to their house, giving money, and he becomes. I mean, by the time Sudama goes back, he finds that his whole setup is changed. So Krishna, in that conversation, in that context, it's he has told the same shloka, they say. So this shloka comes in Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavad also. So Krishna tells Sudama, whatever you give, don't hesitate to give. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. So see, people may not have money to buy flowers. People may not have money to buy fruits. They may not have money to call people. Not required, it says. Anybody of any economic class, of any cadre, what I need is just your pure bhakti. That's all I want. So people like us who are working, we may, oh, I didn't do puja today, I didn't do. Not required. In fact, puja also, because next shloka says that only. Even puja, sitting puja in puja room also not required. Because next is. So this is the message he says, because many times now we get overburdened with this doing this arrangements, rituals, not required. What is the core of this ritual? Bhakti. That bhakti shraddha, bhakti shraddha. We must always keep in mind these 2 things. Next he says, Yat karoshi yadashnasi yajuhoshi dadasi yat yattapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushvamadarpanam. So, yat karoshi, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in sacrifice. Sacrifice means, as I said, yajna or today's yajna. You can apply to whatever we are doing in Kali Yuga. Whatever you eat, whatever you do, yat karoshi, yadashnasi. Yadashnasi means whatever you eat. Yat juhoshi, yatnya. So whatever you offer in sacrifice, and yat tapasya, dadasi means whatever you give as charity. To somebody you are giving charity. If not, you are treating. If not, you are teaching. If not, you are giving food to somebody at home. Whatever you do. And yat tapasyasi, whatever austerity, tapascharya if you are doing, kaunteya tat kurushva mat arpanam. Do that. Surrender it to me. Offer it to me. Arpana means offering with love again. That is understood. Always arpana means we should be consciously doing it, not mechanically. So he says, whatever you do, no, you are working, offer it to me. You are eating, offer it to me. You are doing some puja, offer it to me. You are giving some charity, offer it to me. Doing some austerity, strict austerity, tapascharya. Lot of rishis, sannyasis do that. So, in other words, whatever you do, you offer it to me. In other words, the hidden thing is that itself is a worship. We needn't actually have a separate time if for worship. If you have, well and good. But in case you don't have time and you don't feel, you just want to sit and meditate, that's fine. And but remembering him throughout all our activities, that is extremely important. In Bhagavad Purana also, in Skanda 3 we are discussing now, Kapila is avatar of Vishnu. Kapila Upadesha, Sankhya philosophy is proposed by Kapila only. Sankhya is about Atma, Srishti, everything, analytical. But devotion, beautifully he says, 2 things if you remember we discussed, spiritual practices and dedicated work. Spiritual practices and dedicated work. What is spiritual practice? Worship, meditation, or whatever you want to do. Apart from that, dedicated work. Dedicate means every work that you do must be dedicated to Him. That is a true bhakti. That is real bhakti. That is a real worship. So he says, Yat karoshi, yadashnasi, yat juhoshi, dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurusha madarpanam. Isn't it a very simple way, yet a profound way to reach Krishna? Padmaja was asking, when will we be liberated? This is what he's telling. Easiest way is just Surrender to me. Whatever you do, offer it to me. If you remember, we are chant in the end of the session, we say Kayena Vacha Manasendriyairva Buddhyatmanava Prakriti Swabhava Karomi Yadyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayeti Samarpayami. Whatever I do with my body, Kaya, Vacha, whatever I'm speaking, whatever, any conversation, it could be fighting, it could be romance, it could be anything. Vacha, Manasa, whatever I'm thinking, buddhi, whatever I'm deciding, this analytical activity of my buddhi, wisdom, buddhyatmanava, prakriti swabhava. All this is because of my prakriti. Karomi yat yat sakalam parasmi. All this, whatever I'm doing with using my body, my words, speech, my mind, and my buddhi, I offer it to you. Narayanayati samarpayami. This we should keep telling. If we cannot say shloka, doesn't matter at all. We just have to Mat Arpanam, Krishnarpanam, Ramakrishnarpanam, Shivarpanam, Durgarpanam, whatever, the higher, considering that as a Parabrahman, you just offer. Because especially after knowing that we are not the doer, it is a consciousness without which the existence would not be possible. So therefore, where am I here? I am just doing as a prakriti. So I offer. So he says, whatever you are doing, that is the biggest, worship for him. Shubha Shubha Falairevam Mokshase Karma Bandhanaihi Sanyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimukto Ma Upaishyasi. Thus, when you do this worship, considering any devata is going to a Parabrahman, and I worship with bhakti, patram pushpam, and whatever you do, you offer it to me. When you follow this, then freed from the bondage of actions which bear good and evil. Any action will have good and evil, both it will have. But when you do all this, no, you will be freed from that. You are closer to liberation. You will get freed from the bondage of actions bearing good and evil results, with heart steadfast in the sannyasa yoga, yoga of renunciation. Sannyasa means surrender, as we discussed in the previous shloka, and of course, surrender, give up the fruits of action. Karma sannyasa, it means yoga of renunciation. Sannyasa yoga, yuktatma, vimukto, liberated, mam upaishyasi, you will come to me. Very simple, no? Offer patram pushpam, give only bhakti, give only pure mind. And remember, whatever you do, isn't it simple? Tell me, what do you all feel? Isn't it very simple? Can we not go to him? Can we not get liberated following these two? Very simple, no? Spiritual practice, dedicated action. And what is spiritual practice? With bhakti, you offer me flower, fruit, whatever is saying. Let's take only these two. Every shloka is to be followed. I mean, they are little overlapping. And whatever you do, samarpana. I am not the doer. I am surrendering to you. Isn't it difficult? Then why aren't we all liberated? Anybody? Why shouldn't we be liberated? Patram pushpam, with bhakti, with pure mind. Ananyas chintayanto mam. And whatever we do, we surrender. Then where is the difficulty? Why can't we be liberated at the earliest? ASAP. Yes, Peter.
Avidya.
Avidya, very good, sir. Avidya Maya, we are trapped in Avidya Maya. Yeah, Peter, can you little more elaborate, just for others?
Well, it's easier said than done. We get so distracted
Correct.
by our the world.
Correct.
And,
We get distracted.
And this is why it's good to wear your mala beads. You have your icon or whatever. Just little remembrances.
Reminders.
Yes.
True. Correct. Perfect. So why we can't do? Because we are trapped in the avidya maya. Very nicely told. Correct. Avidya maya is those distractions that tend to pull us. We may not be distracted with wealth or prosperity or something, but what about our moha, attachment? What about jealousy? What about envy? What about desires? We are distracted. This is only avidya maya. Desires which are pulling us down, likes and dislikes. So then how do we it's easy to say, as Peter said, it's easy to say, whatever, whenever I do, I'll offer to him. But do we actually remember? No, we need his grace for that. When does that grace come? When we purify from this avidya maya. How does that come? Constant remember. We should keep reminding, keep remembering, keep remembering. Actually, japa helps. Japa. That's why people say, keep chanting, chanting, chanting. Whenever you get time in the bus, in the car, in the break, keep remembering, keep chanting. Just Om Krishnaya Namaha or Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah any chanting. It purifies. It purifies. So if you can do that, that is good. And constant remembrance, constantly being aware of that. So therefore, when we do that, it will set, we will go step by step. But yes, you are right. Avidya Maya will come on the way to practice all this. And what are those kama, krodha, lobha, we said, no, desire, anger, and delusion, and lobha, and greed, all these 6 enemies we say. These are all our samskars. So when we do japa, when we constantly remember, it will cleanse, it will cleanse, we become purer. And when we become purer, we achieve this. So each one is interrelated. We should do this. Shubha Shubha Falaireva Moksha Se Karma Bandhanai. And as I said, liberation may be a little far-fetched goal for us, but we start experiencing a different kind of happiness, which is beyond the ordinary happiness which we normally get with the smaller things. Now they become smaller for us. What once upon a time a diamond set used to bring us, the pleasure and happiness, diamond earrings, diamond, maybe still we are attracted to that, but over a period of time, we find there is no need. I mean, diamond is a diamond and anything else. He has told that, no, in one of the shlokas, the dust and the diamond, they become almost equal. So we may start growing in that way. So Krishna says you can. Now, next
One
one.
more point I will add, ma'am.
Please, please.
Consciously doing all the tasks that we do,
Yes.
even a simple task or a bigger task, being consciously doing all this work, being aware of what we're doing.
Aware. Yes. Good. That's also correct, Padmaja. Being aware means you are fully involved. You are living in that moment and you are connecting with the higher consciousness also. When you completely get involved in the work, consciously when you do, that's right. That's right. So you can do that and arpana, samarpana. Do that and samarpana. That also is a very good thing. So becoming conscious of every activity, anything you do. So that's a good suggestion. Samoham sarvabhuteshu na me dveshosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. So he says, Samoham sarvabhuteshu. I am the same in all beings. Isn't it? Every human being has got the consciousness. Every living being, actually. In fact, even the non-living being, he has told. Everywhere he is there. Consciousness is there. So I am there and I am same to all beings. To me, there is none hateful or dear. Now me, dveshaha asti na priyaha. I don't like somebody, I dislike some. No. But those who worship me with devotion are in me and I too, I am in them. So look at this carefully. I am same. My approach is same. You want to purchase a flat? I am with you. I will entertain. I am with you in all your efforts. I am the Chaitana. You want to murder somebody? I am with you. I am the Chaitana. He will not say, I will stop. Then nothing can be achieved. Murder also is happening with his Chaitana. But at the same time, if he does a good job, just because he has murdered, I will not stop helping him if he does a good job. So I am the same in all beings and no differentiation between, I am not hateful or loving to particular people. I am not partial, in other words. But those, ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya, those who worship me with devotion, they are very much in me and I am in them. Then does it mean he is not there in others, no, he's there, but manifestation. If you remember, manifestation is more, closeness is more, because that the mantle of avidya maya, what it said, that reduces. So when we worship him, he becomes closer. That means he reflects more. If you remember Sankhya, he reflects more divinity is manifested. He starts showing, and he will start helping you. Consciousness starts helping you. If you worship means surrender, not the external rituals. Remember, worship always, bhajanti means with bhaktya. Bhajanti tu maam bhaktya. With lot of devotion, if they do, then I am with them and they should call me. If you remember, I had told another instance where Uddhava Gita. Uddhava is his close relative who leaves him in the, who is very much his devotee. And Krishna has told many things. It comes in Bhagavad Puran. Uddhava asked Krishna, why Krishna, Yudhishthira was playing that game of dice and you did not go and help him. You were very much there. You could have prevented, they would have not lost, because wherever you go, people are going to win. Exactly, he says that I am with them means I will help them in every way. So he says, why didn't you go and help them? So Krishna has told that yes, Yudhishthira and other Pandavas were playing that game. I was very much there. In fact, I was observing and peeping. They never called me. They did not call me. If they had called me, I would have gone. So very clearly, he loves them. They worship him. But he wants us to, every activity we must surrender and call him. Then he is always there. One more story, I think, in the end I will tell. Very beautiful. This I read in one blog actually today. His name is M. Jetli from Gujarat. He has given a narration of a real instance which has happened about, I think 40 years ago, 40, 50 years ago. Anyway, I'll come to that a little later. So if you come to me, I'm always there with bhakti. Bhakti is the strong current. It's like an electricity flowing through the wires. So that bhakti should flow. Bhakti should flow. Tremendous bhakti, tremendous love. When we are so delighted, Bhagavad Puran is full of bhakti description. Kapila says, delighted. When you see God, you should feel delighted. Sri Ramakrishna also says, if you feel, when you remember God, or when you hear some bhajan, or anything about Bhagavad Gita, and your eyes are filled with tears, that means you are growing in spiritual practice. That is the true bhakti, and it should stay there. It will stay, actually. Once that stage is reached, it will stay. Lord or the God should become our first companion in this human life. He should be above all the relationships. That is a true bhakti, above all relationships. Because Pita, Pitamaha, Mata, Dhata, he has told, no, he is everything. Not so easy to say because of, again, Maya. We are all attached to people. But again and again, if we remind ourselves, that can become. Apiche suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha. This will go with the next shloka also. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat ya shanti nigacchati shashvat shanti nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktah pranashyati. Now he is saying, even if there is a very wicked person worships me. Wicked means who has done so many wrong things, he's cruel and all that. Suddenly one day he thinks, I should worship Krishna with that understanding, with one pointed devotion. Bhajate mam ananya bhav. Again, steadfast, one pointed. He or she should be regarded as good. Sadhu revasa mantavyaha. For samyak vyavasito hi saha. He has very rightly resolved. What it means is, let's imagine there's a person who has been doing always wrong things. And then one fine day he thinks, where am I going to go? Who will what is the future for me? Somebody he meets, or his mind himself, he start thinking, let me worship. The neighbor is worshipping, my wife is worshipping, my relatives are worshipping. I have never worshipped, I have never taken the name of God. Let me start. So Krishna says, I will excuse him for all the wrong deeds he has done, because now samyak vyavasito hi saha means he has resolved to do my worship, he has resolved to come higher. So I will excuse him. And in the next sloka he says, because with my worship in the right way, again vidhi purvakam, we must understand, kshipram bhavati dharmatma. Soon, kshipra means very quickly, he or she becomes righteous, dharmatma, and attains eternal peace, because he has committed to worship or to enter into bhakti marga or enter into spirituality. O son of Kunti, next statement is very bold. Boldly, then you should tell everybody, you should proclaim, make an announcement. Pratijanihi name bhaktah pranashyati. Tell everyone, go make this announcement that my devotee will never perish. My devotee will never ever be destroyed. See, in the previous shloka, he says, I don't differentiate good and evil. I am there. What I need is only bhakti. So, if a wicked person suddenly thinks of worshipping me, I ignore his past, and anybody who worships me becomes eligible for my grace. Anybody who worships me, that means who thinks about me, that means who does samarpana, mother, mat karma, madarpanam, all these qualities, then finished. I am with them. I enter into them. The past does not matter at all. The past does not matter, because the minute I enter now, he has worshipped with law. But bhakti is important. No show off. It should not be a show off. It should be proper, pure, principle bhakti. And that will come only when the person himself takes the decision. That also is correct, actually. Samyak vyavasito hi saha. When he decides, see, whenever you tell people, no, why don't you do puja? Why don't you do chant this one? It doesn't work unless that person feels for God, and he feels that this is where it is going to, this path is going to take me to the most suitable position from where I am. It's going to give me a lot of peace. And he starts experiencing that. More and more worship will come. And very soon, he says, very soon he or she becomes righteous and attain eternal peace. And therefore, Arjuna, go make this announcement, proclaim, he says, Name Bhaktaha Pranashyati. My devotee shall never perish, shall never be destroyed, because Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham, he says. Never ever. I will go out of the way to protect my devotee. I think here I should tell one small incident that happened when I told you that blog. He meets one lady who is in a hut in near Vrindavan. Vrindavan is in Gujarat, near Gujarat, no? Vrindavan, I think, yeah. Krishna Vrindavan, still there. Mathura Vrindavan. Yes, recently it has happened. So he just chats with that old lady who is singing bhajans, enjoying kirtan, everything. She's just like any of us, but she's not a very, I mean, she stays in a small hut-like house. They were very tired, it seems. They went and sat there, and she offered them food in Vrindavan. She was having enough money to take care of herself, and she was fit physically. She cooked food for them, and she enjoys feeding the pilgrims, it seems. So they had, and then they were talking to her. Then they asked her, how come you are in kirtan? Then she has narrated her story. I will share the link. So her father was a school teacher, very poor. Briefly, I will tell you, it's a very long story. School teacher, and this lady, now when this incident happened, she was around 70 years old. When she was young, she was to get married. Father was a school teacher like Sudama, and but poor, didn't have money. 3 children and just enough to take care of the means. Now they have to get her married. They have a house, ancestral home. So what he does is he goes and borrows money from a landlord. His wife would be telling him always that you should make money arrangement. He doesn't bother. So, and he's not a great devotee to start with. He goes to a landlord, he gets that money, and then he does the marriage. The daughter gets married, and those days, about 100 years ago, So she is sent off, and then he comes back. Now he has to earn to repay that loan. He has borrowed that money, no? So he spends, though he's old, he spends day and night, and he repays every penny. But soon after that, and it is documented, those days they used to keep registers, the pawnbrokers. So that man, Shetu, he has, we call him Shetu in Gujarat, Shet, the Gujarati Shet, businessman. He, one day he comes and he says, no, you have to give me money or I will take your house. He says, I have paid every bit here. He was supposed to return those papers. He says, no, I'm not going to return. I'm going to come and stay here. He starts bothering him. He goes to court. Nobody comes as a witness for in support of this fellow, the school teacher. His name is, I forgot the name. So the school teacher, let's say, nobody supports him because Lakshmi Chand is the Setu. That fellow is so influential that people get scared of him. So nobody comes. It becomes a court case, and the judge says, "Do you have a witness?" He says no. Then somebody one day, when this school teacher is going, he gets very upset, and then he goes to a bus stand, and there one bus. This happened in Aligarh, it seems. Aligarh. Every day there's a bus which goes from Aligarh to Brindavan. 2 hours they spend, come back. So he just gets into that bus, and then he goes to Brindavan. And when he goes to Brindavan, he goes and sees Krishna and says Krishna always helps everybody. He becomes little devoted to Krishna. And then he comes back. And whenever he is depressed, again he goes to Vrindavan, comes back. Then the day of final hearing comes. And the judge says again, has anybody seen you repaying that money? Is there any witness? Suddenly, what comes to his mind, nobody knows. But the school teacher says, yes, there is one witness. Who witness? Krishna. Where is that Krishna? He lives in Vrindavan. So people will start laughing, and maybe he's simply telling, no, he says he's there. He's there. He's there. And then he says, then we should get that witness. We will send a notice. They send a notice, and that court guy goes and sticks to some place in Vrindavan. This notice is given to Krishna. He should come and attend the court hearing on such and such date. And then they give a proper date. On the final, again, so it gets postponed, adjourned, and then another hearing, final. On that day, this has happened, it seems. On that day, what happens is, again he calls, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? The school teacher, now he has simply told Krishna, but he doesn't know whether he will come or not. He has not prayed also, but he just strongly, it comes to his mind. Then the judge calls him, Krishna 1, Krishna 2. Third time when he calls Krishna, actually a person comes in a clad in a shawl. He says, I am Krishna. And they have described that the judge actually sees the Lord Krishna on his face. And then he says, yes. And Krishna, what does he say? There is a proof. Go to Lal Chand, Lakshmi Chand's house. There is a cupboard. On that cupboard, there's a yellow file. The name of that file is Das. In page, second page is the proof that this person has paid. They have signed there. And the whole team goes there and they find everything is there. So this has been written in that blog. If you can believe, believe. But to me, it appeared truth because we have seen Tukaram's life also. Not Tukaram, who is that Kumbhar, Bhakta Kumbhar. There's another devotee. So all these incidents have happened. We cannot rule out. So Krishna, when he says, Name Bhaktaha Pranashyati, I will not leave any of my devotee high and dry. So it is worth trying for each one of us also. Maybe you can, or maybe you would have experienced. Even if he doesn't come in the direct form, many times we feel he comes through somebody. Through somebody, somewhere you get solutions. Somewhere you get the, whatever you are aspiring for. Without your knowledge, miracles keep happening. All this is because Name Bhaktaha Pranashyati. See what a great assurance he's telling. Trust me, and I will never leave you high and dry. I'm always there in you. You are there in me. That means we are very close. Otherwise, also, he's there in every damn thing in this world. I'm sorry to use that word, but damn means any trivial also you name it is there. But more manifestation, more support, more, feeling of, that somebody is always there with me. None can replace Krishna. No relations in this world can give this much of assurance. Take it from me. Not I have not told. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa has told, Vivekananda, everybody, Upanishads say, humans are limited unless they are like sadhu or highest realized souls. But otherwise, it's only the Parabrahman, whether you call Kali, Shiva, Krishna, anybody, it is only him who can loudly and ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜಾರೋಷವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ, who can say ನಮೇ ಭಕ್ತಃ ಪ್ರಣಶ್ಯತೆ, and he says, Arjuna, go and tell this to everybody. If they believe in me, then never I will leave them on crossroads. So he says, then another 3 shlokas when we complete this chapter. If you give me another 10 minutes, I will complete this. Shall we go ahead? So that we can start in, right? Okay. Mam hi partha vyapashitya yepi syuh papayonayaha striyo vaishyas tatha shudraha tepi yanti param gatim kim punah brahmana punya bhakta rajarshayas tatha anityam asukham lokam imam prapya bhajasvamam. So there he said, wicked people, good people, everybody I am there. He didn't differentiate. Now he is saying, for taking refuge in me, Mam hi partha vyapashritya, 32nd shloka. Mam hi partha vyapashritya, ashritya means those who take refuge in me, they also, who might be, who may be or who might be, papayonayaha, those who are born in places where a lot of sins are committed. Yoni means birth, place of birth. Papayonayaha, striyo, vaishya, shudra. So here he's keeping Brahmana, Kshatriya at a higher pedestal, as again, not by birth, but by their profession, and others, because he says, even these people, those who are born in sinful places, or the women, or the business class people, or the Shudras, they also can get Param Gatim if they take refuge in me. I do not differentiate good or the bad people. Even if they have committed crimes in the past, if they come to me, I will take care of them. Name bhakta pranashyati. That applies to these categories also, he says. These categories means he doesn't want to differentiate, but the society, these people, this class, categories of people are generally, even the women, now it is different. Those, when he spoke in that yoga, women little bit lower category compared to men. So, and other communities also. So, main stress is, Swami Ranganathananji says, don't take it literally, but society has slightly kept them at a lower category. They have slightly condemned. If you compare the men, the women are slightly kept. Then they used to worship, but nevertheless, the woman had to go through a lot of struggle. So even she can get Paramgatim. The Shudras, who used to do all the menial things and lower things with less, they also can get, because there is no intelligence required, bhakti is required. The business class can get. What to speak of Brahmanas and devoted Rajarshis. Rajarshi means the kingly Kshatriyas, and having obtained this transient, joyless world, you worship me. Imam prapya anityam asukham lokam, you already have obtained. That means you have been born as a human. That human birth itself is a asukha, according to the philosophy, isn't it? Only liberated is the highest. So anyway, you have got this birth, but take this birth, you have got this transient, joyless world. Better you worship me. Kim punaha brahmanaha punya bhakta rajayastata. That means leave alone Brahmana, the Kshatriyas and all. Other class also, if they take refuge in me, I will give them Param Gatim. And these people, though you already have more grace as Brahmana, Kshatriya, and as men, you have better grace, no more liberty, more freedom, more power, isn't it? They are privileged categories, whatever he is speaking now. So, but the world in which you are living now is joyless. So just worship me and get liberated. So saying, the last shloka, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru Mam eva eshasi yuktvam atmanam matparayanaha. So manmana bhava. Manmana bhava. Bhava means be. So fill your mind with me. Manmana bhava. Let your mind be filled with me. Then mad bhakto. Become my devotee. Mat yaji. Worship me or sacrifice unto me. Namaskuru. Bow down to me. Then, having dedicated your mind and body in this way, you shall come to me. Manmana bhava. Always keep your mind engrossed in me. Become my devotee. Devotee means, I told you, devotee means surrender and understand the reality that he is Parabrahman. Understanding, that is Vidhi Purvakam, worship. So, my devotee, and sacrifice unto me. Whatever you offer, offer it to me. Whatever you do it to me. He has described all that, no? And uh, having mam eva eshyasi yuktvaivam, having dedicated your mind and body to me, with pure, again, matparayanaha, atmanam matparayanaha, mam eva eshyasi, you will come to me when you dedicate your mind and body completely to me. So, in other words, he has addressed again the concept of surrender, and with that, definitely you are going to reach me. Iti Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yogo Nama Navamodhyayaha. So, there we complete the 9th chapter. So, worshipping with understanding. We are getting more and more knowledge now. We are becoming wiser. How to worship, how to surrender. And as I told you, whenever avidya comes, no, as it was distraction. Distraction could be, no, as I told you, not only the luxuries, comforts, and all that. We are worried. Worries also. Worries are also distractions, actually. Worrying about children, about our profession, any worry, any kind of worry. Which, that is also distraction. That is a trap, actually. These worries, no, which are causing us anxiety, palpitation. No, they are actually, you must consider them as a trap. Because if you remember Amoga Leela, I had mentioned, no, whenever these are only thoughts that you worry because your mind is thinking, living there. You just remove your mind from those thoughts, then you are free. But where should this thought go? It should go in something else. Then only you will substitute that worry, isn't it? Therefore, Sharda Mata Ramakrishna Paramahansa says to keep doing japa. Have that japa money. There's nothing wrong. Let people laugh. You are so young. Why do you want to do this japa and all? Now only I have to do. I cannot do it in my old age. I have to do it in my young age. Bhagavad Gita must be read in the school, because they will understand so many things. So many things are preventable. Preventable adversities with Bhagavad Gita. It will change. In fact, some people say karma will be washed out. So, that's what I was saying. Worries, no? That Maya. Worry is a Maya. You must say this worry, this problem is a Maya. I will surrender to you, you solve it. And then I will put my actions onto it. And then again surrender. So surrender, 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 surrender. All work is yours. Watching TV is yours. Watching movies is yours. Going for a party is yours. Why not? There was one Girish Chandra Ghosh. How God converts all these activities. Girish Chandra Ghosh was a very close devotee of, not close devotee, sorry. He was a theater director. He used to act also in Bengal, Calcutta, when Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was there. But he was a spoilt brat. He used to drink, and he was a womanizer. He used to always be drunk. Somebody tells him to meet Ramakrishna, he comes drunk. He smokes, he drinks, he's a womanizer. Sri Ramakrishna did not differentiate, exactly like what Krishna says. No differentiation, no problem. But he has come to me. So Ramakrishna is considered as an incarnation only, actually. He'll get on to that later sometime. So he comes there, he receives him with the same affection. And then Girish Chandra Ghosh, he says, Girish, don't worry, keep coming here. But I am a drunkard. I am a woman, I no problem. What Ramakrishna tells is, whenever you go to a bar, just remember me. You like me? Yes, I like you very much. Then remember me. Whenever you go to woman, remember me. Whenever you want to smoke, you remember me. That's all he says. And continue doing whatever you are doing. I am not against it. Please continue. Whatever you are. See, this is a kind of sympathy and empathy a great person like Krishna, Ramakrishna is. So when Girish Chandra goes there, when he starts to drink, then he remembers Ramakrishna. He doesn't feel like drinking. Once or twice he drinks and says, no, no, this should not be done. His visits to bar reduce, his visits to women reduce, his smoking reduces. And in the end, he becomes a saint. He's one of the Swamiji. Those, they have some 16 Swamijis who are attached to Sri Ramakrishna. He's one among them. And extraordinary brilliance. You should read about them. There is one book called They Lived with God. We should purchase. And if anybody is willing, we'll all go to Ramakrishna Math here. Very beautiful stories. I mean, those are all actually practical implementations of what is given in Bhagavad Gita. We must read them. We must read them. So this is how transformation takes place. Transformation. See how Ramakrishna did not punish him. You are a wicked person. No. What happened to Valmiki? Valmiki was a hunter. So when he's also transformed. No? He comes in, I think, Narada Muni. He tells him, what is that you're doing? Killing people, hunting. What is that happening? Do you feel people will come along with you when you really want to go to heaven? You go to hell. So he goes and asks his people, nobody, I am doing a wrong thing. So I have committed sin. Now I have to face the effects of this sin. Will you take part of this? He asked his wife. She said, why will I take? I'm not here to take papa. No. Son also says no. Mother also says no. Then the Narad Muni says, then now you look, when you do good, when you have luxuries, everybody is with you. When you are suffering, nobody wants to be part of you. Then why do you want to have this profession for them? He says, I have to feed my family. No, should not do that. Then what shall I do? Just chant Ram, Ram. He cannot. He's a very, very tribal and primitive man. So actually, I think it happened in Mara. He says, not Ram. Mara in Kannada, Sanskrit also. Mara is a tree. Just say Mara, Mara, Mara. So he starts chanting Mara, 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 Ram, 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 Ram. And you see, he becomes such a big person that he writes Ramayana, and a big sage, Valmiki. Isn't it? So like that, anytime any wicked person can change, anytime Krishna can come and give us darshan, anytime he can be a witness like that court case. So it's up to us how much devoted we are, how much we trust him. And you will come, I'm sure. Anta Kardre, if we call, no, then definitely is going to be there. That is the Guhya, that is the profoundest secret. And therefore, we cannot tell this to each and every person because it requires some kind of faith, good or bad. They may be good people. They may not be wicked, but they should have some faith in Bhagavad Gita, in Krishna, in the creation. So otherwise we cannot tell. But if we do, na me bhaktaha pranashyati. He has told that. So that is for today. I think I have taken more time because I thought instead of leaving 3-4 shlokas, we could rather complete and close. Any additions or any thoughts on this? You can. Another 2-3 minutes we can, then we can wind up for the day.